Hey, good morning. It is Tuesday, March 12th, and there's something on my screen, and I thought it was on my cheek. And it is properly morning. It's just 7:30, and I am headed out to class in just a little bit. It's gray and kind of dark and gross here today. A strange thing that you don't really connect or think about a lot is the clock's already changed and sprung forward in the States at home, and they haven't yet here in the night. They won't until the 31st, so that's the 3-week difference from when time changes. And I was just thinking, like, all of a sudden not everything, a lot of things in my life this week are off schedule because of trying to re-coordinate what time things are in the States and then what time I need to do them here, because I had a couple of like life phone calls and check-ins and things scheduled this week with people in the States, and all of a sudden I was like, nope, all of the times are wrong. We can't do anything in those times because turns out I'm in class, or we thought it was 6 hours, but right now it's 5. It's a mess. Anyway, but because it's dark out this morning, it made me think of that as in a few weeks it'll be probably even darker at this time, because that's usually how springing forward works. You get more darkness in the morning and all of that. I have tea with me this morning, and that feels good. It's nice and warm in my hands. I'm going to take a sip. I didn't really think I was like, I'll drink it while I make a video, but drinking and making a video makes no sense. That right there behind me is a huge stack of reading, all of which I've already done. It's accumulated over the course of the term, and in a few weeks I'm excited to sort through it and recycle most of it. I tried to read things online, but when you have to read upwards of like 200 pages a week of stuff online, it just doesn't happen. So short things I would read online as much as possible. Long things would get printed because I can only stare at a screen so much. I am not of the generation that learned how to read everything on a computer. So class and gym and some other just quick errands this afternoon, and back to paper outlining and living life a little bit. I had a bad afternoon yesterday. I said I was going to go for a run and do some stuff, and I did none of it. I was just physically really tired. After I filmed my video, I was like, I'll lay down for 10 minutes and just rest my eyes because I felt a little tired, and 90 minutes later, it was over for the day. And I that is not normal for me, and not a normal kind of thing that I do, but I think it was good and necessary. Every once in a while, like, I don't know, once a year, twice a year, that'll happen where I just shut it all down and I'm like, well, we're done for the day. Not going to do everything that I was supposed to do. And that's okay. And at least I'm trying to tell myself that's okay. My other part of me, when I felt a little bit better after resting at like 5 o'clock, I was like, well, maybe I'll just like go to the gym and and I was just like, nope, just shut it down. You're okay. Life happens sometimes. So yeah, it felt okay. And I went to bed early and I got a lot of sleep, and I woke up and I'm feeling a little bit better this morning, which is nice. And I signed up. I'm going to go, there's a CrossFit gym that's just like 10 feet from me, not 10 feet, like, a couple 100 feet from me. And I'm going to go, they have like a free trial class that you can sign up for, and I'm going to do that on Saturday, and I'm excited. I've never done CrossFit. I don't know if I'm going to love it or hate it, but I like trying new things. So I'm going to try CrossFit class on Saturday, which is exciting. And yeah, the only other thing I had today, horoscopes are weird and astrology is interesting to me. Whether or not I believe in it, I don't know. I believe in, like, there's some really good astrology out there that I only kind of scratched the surface of, where people like are really thoughtful about kind of all I know so little about it that I feel even weird talking about astrology, but I like, as a consumer of it occasionally, I really appreciate and value like the comfort it brings to me, and like in some ways it feels like, you know, like meditation reading. So my dad gets up every morning and has, you know, a set of meditation books that he reads from, which I think is a really good practice, and one that I should probably take up at some point. But I think really well written horoscopes or kind of things about astrology can sometimes provide that. And regardless of whether or not I'm like fully like, I'm a Virgo, like everything always, you know, things don't always speak to me. Sometimes I'm like, that's not at all who I am and not what I'm interested in. But I do think there's like a, you know, really well written horoscope can provide, like, provoke thought, provoke meditation, provoke reflection on like where you are in life and what you're doing. And anyway, all that to say is I read a horoscope yesterday for myself by Madame Clairvoyant, who writes for The Cut, I think. And I like reading her horoscopes, which she puts out once a week, because they're kind of just bigger picture self-reflections. And part of what she wrote yesterday for the Virgo, which is me, says, get a little scraggly sheet here. Sometimes when you see all the people around you with their own mysterious depths and their knotted histories and their questions, it can make it hard not to compare your small human self to the vastness of the world. You really don't have to see everything, know everything, tell everything. Your own life doesn't have to be perfect or infinite to matter. And that really connected with me. I've gone back and read it, I think 3 or 4 times now, because like a lot of like what this experience is, and thinking about like talking to a camera connects with, like, I don't often think my own experiences are valuable or matter in terms of like other people have, you know, better is the wrong word, have, you know, more complicated experiences, you know, have gone through more than I have, you know, demonstrated more strength and resilience and courage than I have. Like, that is a kind of my running thought, is like, why would people really want to hear my story? And I think part of me will always think that is true. Like, you know, I've gone through some stuff, but, you know, by and large, I am just any old person. And the things I've gone through are no more or less great or terrible or anything than anyone else. So like, why would I spend time trying to tell my story to anyone, is something that I think about a lot. And some of the practice of just like talking out loud is me trying to address that in myself, and think differently about like the worth of the things that I have gone through. Not that I think that the things I have gone through are worthless. They are specifically important. My cup is dripping. Specifically important to me, and the things that, you know, in the way that they have pushed me to like grow and change and interact with the world. But trying to push me to think more maybe about why they are also important to others, and maybe there are actually things people can learn from my experience, which is something that makes me feel a little uncomfortable, because I don't know, it's complicated. But anyway, the idea that we are all mysterious, we are all complicated, we are all knots of history and experience and love and fear is something that connects with me. And I try to approach the world like that and try to understand everything through that lens, and try not to let that get superseded by anything else in how I think about the world. It's hard though. So that's that. I am going to finish my tea. I'm going to go to class, and it is going to be a better day than yesterday, because every day we at least get to try to do that. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. Have a good day. Make good choices.